will make completely color. Yeah, I had a friend of mine a little bit bigger than you test it out, just to make sure. And then I stand on this thing to set the crispy slides. You know, this is the prototype, so it's the very first one. The next one I would change a little bit of design on it, and I'm hoping that I can produce these and sell them. Yeah, we get the color, and the color of the end product is based on the color of the plastic going in. So this one is just solid blue, same as that one, solid blue. And these are blue and white. So if I put red covers in or yellow covers in and mixed them, you know, we'd get a different design, we'd get a different color scheme. I keep my eyes open. Sometimes you'll see me stop on the side of the road and pick up a busted plastic pallet, you know, scrap it to the top of the car, go home and wash it, crush it up, see what I can make out of it, you know. Yeah, I've seen some green ones recently. I was like, oh, I want those. Green is a hard color to get. You'd think there's enough people drinking Sprite that there'd be enough green bottle covers, but there's not really that many green bottle covers.
It's a Pepsi.
Yeah. We do mostly school groups in the workspace, but we are open for doing adult groups as well. And you know, so if anybody has like a club that they want to bring around, they just contact us, and we'll make a plan and make it happen.
Are there things that you can use to eat with, or is it just kind of?
Well, they're not food grade plastics, but all the plastics in these are brand new bottle covers, never been used.
Okay.
So we sold some cups. You can see them here. We sold some cups to the Tot Club, and they drink rum out of them. And they ain't been sick yet, so I guess they okay. Yeah. They're practically indestructible. I mean, you take this thing and try and squish it, and it ain't breaking. I'm calling these the life pots. Once you buy it, you got it for life.
Do you have contact numbers?
Sure do. Yeah. Phone number on there?
Yep.
Yeah, sure is. That's my number. And we have our products for sale now at the Adopt a Coastline store in Falmouth.
Where's this?
And it's just right behind where Grace Before Meals was at. You remember Grace Before Meals?
Very nice thing. You gotta use the landmark.
It's just this side. Yeah, Grace Before Meals was the big landmark.
What about the hill that comes to the hospital?
It's just this side of the grocery store down there, Covent Garden.
Covent Garden.
Yeah. So it's on the right hand side there, past the restaurants. If you get to Covent Garden, you've gone too far.
Good job.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that.
So, when are you guys going to get the furniture and stuff like that off the ground?
As soon as we get the boat back in the water, I have to start churning and burning.
The reason I'm asking you that, we've been looking at trying to see how we could turn around and do cleanups every year for ICC. I've been trying to figure out what do we do with the plastic that we collect.
Yeah.
Do we turn it back into like beach furniture or something they can use on the beach?
Busted chairs, busted tables, these kind of things are perfect material for us. We can crush them up and make new things out of them.
So you can recycle that chair as well? So for example,
yeah, I
if
can
it
grind
gets
this one
damaged,
back up and
you
make
grind it
another
back up.
stuff out of it. Yeah, man. It's the lovely thing about it. None of this stuff goes to waste. Like if I have a pot that doesn't fully form, I just crush it up and put it right through the process again.
So it's like aluminum?
Sort of. Except a little bit easier to deal with. Don't have to have as much heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. All molds are made from alu.
Yeah.
So that's where the plastic is squished in. And that's the mold for this particular flower pot.
Got it.
So this is the insert. So when it comes out like this, and I have to sit it on the bench and pry it off. You know.
I love it.
These are really nice. These were made in Europe by the manufacturer that manufactured the machines. And the machines that we have were designed with education in mind, so you can't be burned by them, you're not going to get shocked by them, you can't get your hand in the moving parts. They're made specifically for teaching kids how to deal with plastics. What we're trying to do is we're trying to change the paradigm about what we look at when we think of plastic. Plastic is money whether we like it or not. It's rubbish laying on the ground, it's still worth something. Once we can flick that switch, then we can start realizing that it's not just rubbish, it's potential to be income, it's potential to be reused again, it's not just rubbish.
Have you guys figured out if there's a way to get the communities involved, like in households, separate trash? Because I know that's one of the big problems that
it's going to be grassroots.
Yeah.
It's going to be grassroots, and it's going to have to be something that is consistent.
Correct.
Because one of the things that we found is there are a lot of people that come with a lot of big talk to the island, and we were one of them. When we first started, people were like, oh, you got some big talk, we're going to see if you still be here 3 years. 5th year now. This is our 5th year in operation. So that's the thing, is that we see a lot of small things that could make a big difference, but after a year or so, they just fall away. Yeah, like this deposit scheme that they had on the bottles, where you get some money back.
Yeah.
That one stopped again.
Yeah.
People see these things, they start to stop, and they don't have any trust in them. So we need to try and convince our government. There is a charge on every bottle coming on the island.
5 cents or whatever.
25 cents. 25 cents. And it's not going back into the plastics. It's going somewhere else. I'm not going to cast any aspersions. Yeah.
Of course.
But and then you see some of the local bottlers, they're saying that they're not going to pay the deposit because it costs them more money to collect. So the local bottlers are saying we're not going to pay the deposit, and then the foreign guys, all their stuff just ends up in the landfill. So I think it's consistency and working together with more than one group so that we're all on the same page and we're not all trying to do the same thing scattershot.
Right.
Because Mario Bento, he also has a plan to put together. He already has the building. He's going to put together an enormous building where he's going to have people coming in as a maker workshop so they can rent time on his machines to make their own personal stuff. And he's got 5 acres of land as well.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a pretty thing.
Yeah, that's this one. This one here. And we have one of the ladies that bought this. She uses it. She has all her utensils in it next to the stove.
This one, this is the...
Yeah, that one there is $250.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
okay.
It's 100 EC cheaper than the terracotta pot. And this one will not break.
I know, yeah, that's good. This is...
Yeah.
Right over there. And was that supposed to end up in your box and everything like that, or just
Not as yet. I haven't been able to work some of the bugs out of production, so it takes me 1 hour to make one of those. It takes
Make
1
one of
hour.
these?
Yeah, it takes 1 hour to make one. So it takes 35 minutes to press it into the mold, and then it takes another 25 minutes for the mold to cool down appropriately so I can get it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I haven't
You
worked
can
out
make
some
a
of the
few
bugs.
of these in one day.
I can make 7 or 8 in a day.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to do other things on the other machine, then I'm looking more at like 4 or 5 per day. Yeah.
Well, let me take a picture of it prices.
Yeah, no worries. And if you guys want to buy something here, you're more than welcome to pick something up and take it home with you here.
didn't realize that we need to drink.
No, we didn't. That's it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, me neither. I hardly walk with money anymore.
Yeah.
You have an online store?
We do not. Yeah, that's just another added level of complexity.
I know. The purpose is that most people shop in
Yeah.
even here. So if people get order and people order, and
Right.
pick up what they get
What are they?
So what's
This is this.
No, no.
that crushed up.
Oh.
So these are the lids, and then they get crushed up to look like this.
Gotcha.
And then they get melted and pushed into the molds to make the different products.
Right, right.
We collect all the bottle covers. And there are other things like bleach bottles that are easy to use, broken plastic pallets, parts from televisions and computers. We use those as well.
Where do we find you?
We have our products in the store at Adopt the Coastline in Falmouth. Do you remember Grace Before Meals, the little Rasta restaurant there? It's just kind of behind that. So if you get to Covent Gardens, you've gone too far.
Yes,
It's just this side of Covent Garden, just right off of the main street there. And they have a sign out front that says Adopt the Coastline. Yeah, a little folding. Yeah. They have our full selection there.
So you collect the raw material there as well?
Yes, ma'am. Sure do.
Every day?
Well, every day she's open. You can drop things off. You know how it is.
So the pots are how much?
These are 15.
And the ring, key rings?
Key rings. Let's see. What do we got? 15.
Oh, they're right here.
Oh, these are 20. Yeah. Yeah, these are 20 and these are 15. Yeah. And they don't have to be used for flower pots. They can be used for little collection.
Anything,
Yeah,
yeah,
little organizer
yeah.
trays.
Store something.
Like I was saying, we have a lady friend who uses one of these for all of her utensils in the kitchen.
Store, exactly.
Stove. We have one of our lady friends, so she has one of these in her guest bathroom as a little waste bin.
Okay.
There's a little liner in it. You know, we use them at home. We have one. This one doesn't have any holes in it, so we use this one as a vase as well for cut flowers. Put a
Right.
little water in the bottom. Yeah. That's why some of them have holes, some of them don't.
And then
Like
the
this
big
one, I
ones,
think, has got a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there are 1,750 bottle caps in that
Wow.
Almost 2,000.
big. So that makes sense. I mean, then for us it's very important to use as
Yeah.
many bottle caps as possible.
Yeah.
So that's why we're moving to furniture.
Yeah,
because there's a
it's
lot
so much
more bottle
easier.
caps.
Yeah.
So that's from the
Yes.
Yeah, this one here is,
Yes,
if I remember correctly, this one is,
4,000.
yeah, this one's a little over 4,000 bottle covers.
Whoa.
Yeah, go ahead, feel it. It's real heavy.
So that's also why we are really happy.
It's not going to
with,
get eaten by
Tertius
termites. It's never going to
Yeah.
rot.
because they collect.
It's not going to blow over in the
now
wind.
we
Or
go
if
to
this
the
thing blows over in the wind, I think the roof on your house might blow.
And then she's gonna sort and clean for us. Yeah.
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 It's,
And
it's
when we do
sturdy.
the guest lectures and talk with the kids and say, hey, what do you think? What
Yeah, I
do you
use
do
this
with
one as a step stool
And
as
show
well.
this. They
Like
can
during
more
Christmas,
and
it's on the
more
porch and I'm
motivated.
setting up the Christmas lights. I'm climbing on this thing. And this is the prototype. So the next one, what I want to do is I want to make the legs a little bit more splayed, so it's a little bit more sturdy. So this is just the prototype. And the next one, I want to use stainless steel screws in it so they don't rust. You know what I'm saying?
It's really gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you start small. I mean,
And then
you're gonna do
with
6
the next
schools.
machine, we're going to be able to
And
make
now we're
plastic
gonna
sheets,
enlarge
like
it
a
so
half of a
it's-
sheet of
it's
plywood,
that little drop.
10 millimeters thick, 20 millimeters thick, or 30 millimeters thick. So we can make like tabletops, and we can also cut more intricate designs out of to make this flat pack furniture with. And I want to start making like little stems, sit stools and step stools out of that sort of thing.
And I just explained that we saw pictures. This lady is working in architecture.
Lovely.
We have seen a little doghouse made from plastic sheet material, tiles for in houses. And so I think there is an endless possibility once you start and once you have the experience. Then
There's a company in Indonesia that has an enormous flat press.
yeah.
I want to say that thing is 6 foot wide,
And
like
the
10
thing
foot
is
long,
that
and they made
it
these
seems so
enormous double doors.
Oh, the plastic? Of course it's a machine.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
producer
heavy
of
as
machines
well.
said, oh, it's plug and play.
Yeah, what is it? 8 millimeter, 4 foot by 4 foot.
And the material wasn't clean.
Around 18. That's
Yeah.
Each bottle cap is 1.5 grams. That's quite a few bottle covers. Yeah. Yeah. That's how we figured out how much bottle covers we use.
That's why everything
We weigh
is
the bottle
blue
cover
now,
and
and
then we weigh the
it's
final
sort of
product.
marketing
And that
thing
will
that
tell
we
us
recognize.
approximately
Of
how
course, we
many
can use
bottle covers we
other
use.
colors as well. And
One of the laundrettes, we're going to go start collecting the bleach bottles because they got a mountain of bleach bottles in the back. And it's
we
nice
have done
about
some
those is they don't
trials.
have a lot of
Red,
heavy
yellow,
soaps. Because if you can't get the soap residue off, then the plastic doesn't melt to itself very well. And the label just comes right
You
off
can
of the
marble
bleach bottle,
everywhere.
so you don't have to fight with it.
Yep.
And if you have the paper on the plastic still, then it makes a contamination. It makes it very difficult to utilize the plastics.
So the process of like cleaning it and like
It's very
setting it up
labor
is
intensive.
very,
Yeah. That's where Good Humans 268s come in,
Yeah.
is that they're already taking and separating the covers and they're also washing them for us. So all we have to do is just sort them for colors. Yeah. And that's really fun to do with the kids when they're doing the workshop. They come with the school and we just dump a bucket full of bottle covers in front of them and say, okay, separate the green, separate the red, separate the blue. Yeah, and they have a ball just doing it, you know? Yeah.
I like the texture, different textures.
Yeah, that one looks like elephant skin, don't it, a little bit?
So you can texturize it.
Yeah, the
different
more
patterns.
pressure that's in the mold, the more smooth like this one here. This one here, the mold is you see how smooth this one is here.
Right.
And this one here, this one builds up pressure of about, I want to say 350 pounds per square inch. That's like 10 times what's in the tire of your car. Yeah, the tire of your car is like 32 to 35. So these are around 350, 320 psi, and that's how you can get such a smooth surface. Otherwise, it would be the same. It would be like this one. And then this one looks a little bit like, to me, it looks a little bit like, kind of like stone with bubbles in it. You know, so have you seen some of these tiles that look kind of bubbly like that? And that's just because some of the covers have this little rubber liner in them, and they just ground the cover up with a rubber liner and everything, and that's the contaminant in there causing the voids. So it turned out to be a happy medium on that one. You know, I mean, it was a really lovely happy coincidence. You know, so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah. And it came out of the mold the first time. You know, these ones that are more smooth, you can grab them. Oh my goodness. And then the mold is heated. The mold is heated to around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so you have to let the mold cool down. You have to wear gloves.
And
The machine itself runs at about 240 degrees Celsius, which is about what you would bake a cake at. Maybe a little bit more than what you bake a cake at. Yeah.
That's the wrong way.
And is it just one color?
For now, that's what we have is blue. We are collecting other colors in the workshop to come up with limited runs of other colors.
Yeah. We could.
But the blue is pretty much our trademark color at this point in time. It's kind of brand
But the thing is,
recognition.
we're trying to
But we
do
have
our
had
logo.
requests to make other
And our
color colors.
logo, as you see, where is the logo? The logo has this fine
And
line.
then you have this.
Yeah, that's this one. So this white, so we just crush it all up. We just run it through the machine. So this bottle covers here, turn to this, and you can actually see the clear bits and the white bits, and the clear bits and the white bits. Yeah, this is brand new from Oasis. They were never used.
Yeah.
They had a whole shipment of bottle covers come in. They weren't able to use it. Instead of going and sending them to landfill, we got them from Mario Bento over at Abrec. Yeah. So these have never been used. We just run up to the machine and make them like this, and then they make this really. Each one of them makes a little bit of a different design. You know, some of them are more white. Some of them are more blue. Some of them are more trippy. Like this one's got a really nice separation. Yeah, these are really lovely. Some people say, "Oh, it reminds me of the ocean. Oh, it reminds me of the sky." Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah. And then of course each one of the little keychains, they're a little bit different design as well, even on each side. And it's just from, just from the different colors. And it's all just scooped out of the same bin and put into the yeah. And the molds for those are square, and they're kind of like a sandwich. So the piece in the middle is the mold, and the bread on each side is just a backing plate. A backing plate and a nozzle plate. And the nozzle is just this. This is where the hot plastic is pushed into the mold. So you put it in the machine, the table comes up, it meets the little nozzle, and you turn the handle and it squishes the plastic into it. When the plastic starts to ooze out a little bit, you know that the mold is full. You reverse the wheel a little bit, pull it out, set it aside, get the next one in.
So with the bigger products, I said we have to do a tour and go to gardens and
Yes.
see how go to.
Oh,